What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and today we're going to be talking about Camber Energy stock, ticker symbol CEI. And this stock has actually been seeing a lot of action lately. It's about 5x to the price, more than 5x the price. So let's take a look at the chart and see what we have going on. Right here, you can see that even today, we're up about 7%. And just yesterday, we were hitting lows of $1.30, which is very impressive considering the fact that we are currently sitting at $1.69. And yesterday, we were up at $1.80 as our most recent high. Now, if you look back at this stock over the past while, you can see that we were very low, trading around 33 cents. And, that kind of sums up the stock for you, right? This is a penny stock, and it is pumping up because of a couple of factors. One, a bunch more volume is coming, right? People have basically been pumping this stock up, and I want to note that this is a potential pump and dump scam, right? You don't necessarily want to get involved with this, but I will be covering it because I think that it's an interesting one, and there is some potential that I've noticed based off some Ortex data that we're going to talk about in a minute. But I did want to point out that this could very potentially be a pump and dump scam where some institutions are trying to garner interest in this stock because it was very cheap. It had a very low market cap, and this huge inflow of volume could actually be serving to drive up the stock price all on its own without any other factors. And potentially these institutions are doing this because they want some retail traders to buy in. They want to sell to those retail traders at these high prices and then allow them to hold the stock as it plummets. So that's a potentiality, and you have to watch out for that. But I am going to be making some bull and bear cases for this stock in this video. I'm going to be talking about those. First of all, you can see that the price action that this stock has had has been pretty crazy over the past year. We have hit highs of $3.01, and 10 cents. So this is by no means the squeeze on this is by no means over. And by the squeeze, I do mean, yes, a short squeeze. There is the potentiality for that if you actually look at the Ortex data. Now, first of all, I will note that the market cap on this thing is very low. So this is a very risky stock. It's $144 million, and that's after the stock has already 5x'd, right? It was at 33 cents just a bit ago. Now it's at $1.60. So after the stock is 5x'd, we have a $144 million market cap. That means that at its lows, it was at about a $30 million market cap. So this is obviously a very risky play, and I do not recommend anyone get involved with it. Obviously you have to trade at your own risk and use your own risk tolerance to decide which trades to take. But I will talk about the short interest on CEI because something that I've noticed, which is very interesting, is that if you look at the estimated short interest of the free float, it's recently been shooting up. Now, even today, it's up about 7%, and we currently are sitting at 13.13%, which is fairly high, right? That's not nothing incredible compared to what we've seen lately with some of these big squeeze plays like BBIG and SPRT. However, this is still notably a fairly high short interest. And I suspect that over the coming days, the longer we remain at these prices, the longer we'll actually, or the more short interest will actually continue to grow, because I think that institutions see these inflated stock prices and are thinking that this is going to be an easy short that they can push back down to 30 cents and then close out their positions. Now, obviously, that's possible, but there are a couple of reasons why that might not happen. The first is that on Google Trends, you can actually see over the past couple of days, we have been slowly making higher highs, I believe. This is a ranking of 74 for CEI, and in the past, we only reached highs of 69 and 67. We did have a couple of days last week when we actually achieved rankings of 100, which is very impressive, but I don't think that CEI is done on Google. Obviously, a lot of stocks are down today. SPRT is one that's notably down, and even ATER is down a little bit. However, CEI is remaining in the green, and we'll see if that sticks throughout the rest of the day, but we're still up. And I think that there really is some potential with this, also because we have not yet been posted to Reddit and Wall Street Bets. If you Control F for CEI, there are actually no results. So that is most likely because Reddit and Wall Street Bets have limits on which stocks can be entered into their forums, and basically they're limited by the market cap of stocks to stop very obvious pump and dumps. So this market cap is still too low. So we'll really have to watch and see if this stock continues climbing, if CEI can make new highs and gain a higher market cap and actually get posted to Reddit and Wall Street Bets. Now, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, this might be a blatant pump and dump scheme, and that could be exactly what the institutions want. So you have to watch out for when this thing gets posted to Reddit Wall Street Bets. It could either take off in a big way, or that's when it could start dumping. As soon as people start talking about it there, the institutions may begin trying to cover their short positions, or rather, push this thing down and basically give their shares to more retail traders. And that could really result in a big crash for this stock. So there are some some potential circumstances that you'll have to watch out for, and we obviously won't know until it actually happens. But I will be keeping a close eye on how this stock moves based off of its addition to Reddit and Wall Street Bets, if that actually happens. Right? I do think we'll most likely see that. I think that will probably continue to rise until that point because there's no real bag holder in the situation yet. I am somewhat suspicious of these institutions, and I do think that they like to have a obvious bag holder for who they're going to sell their shares to. And Reddit and Wall Street Bets lately have been the target of many of those scams, essentially. So I think that will probably get pumped up a little bit more. At least until the market cap is big enough for Reddit and Wall Street Bets, and that may be when we actually start seeing this thing dump. However, if it starts moving in a big way, if the shorts have actually gotten too greedy at that time, you see we're at 13.13%. If the shorts have gotten too greedy at that time, and this estimated short interest, the yellow line right here, just continues to rise, then potentially we could have a real short squeeze situation on our hands. And another thing I believe will be the case around the same time that this gets added to Reddit and Wall Street Bets is if you look at the options activity for CEI, you will see that there is no options activity. And that's also because, once again, as I mentioned, this thing's market cap was probably 30 million just about a month ago. So there really wasn't any interest in options, and that may change if this thing remains high enough for a long enough period of time. This chart may be filled out by call options and put options, and that could, if people are interested enough in this stock, lead to a gamma squeeze of sorts. So we'll actually have to look at that and see what ends up happening with the options activity, and we'll also have to see if it actually gets options for it or if this thing just crashes before there's enough interest in options. But I know that market makers like to sell those options because they do end up making quite a bit off the premiums that they sell for those. So that is really what I'm covering on CEI today. I think that this is a potentially promising play. Obviously, you should be very careful and do your own research regarding it. I probably won't be getting in just yet. I want to see some more support. I want to see particularly a lot of retail investors getting in on this and not see a massive crash in stock price when they do that. If I see that, then potentially I'll be looking at this as a squeeze play, especially if the short interest has risen a bunch. So I may be covering this again later on in the channel. We'll just have to see what ends up happening with it. But that's what I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like it and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And I will note that there are some free stock opportunities in the description of this video. If you'd like, you can use my referral link to get a free stock off of Webull just for making an account, and the second free stock for depositing $5. So that's all. I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.